Hello, my name is Ralf Friedrichs. I'm an addiction recovery coach and the host of the Take Your Life Back Today show. As an addiction recovery coach, I want to share something with you. Let me be crystal clear to leave an everlasting impact upon you. Just imagine being buried alive. You're in the coffin, but you know you're not dead. You don't know how to get out of that coffin. You try lifting the lid. The enormous weight of the lid prevents you from getting out. You bang on the lid to maybe unsettle the dirt so somebody will start digging their way down towards helping you. This is what it's like to find yourself at the lowest point of alcohol and drug addiction. You know you need help. You know you can't do it on your own, but you don't know where to turn. In reality, folks, there are probably people standing by your grave. You just don't know that. You just think you're going to die. Usually, though, people don't think about death when they are habitually abusing drugs and alcohol. In order to feed an addiction, you have to be great at repressing the fear of death. I often ask you, my audience, did it ever cross your mind that when you were abusing drugs and alcohol that maybe, just maybe, you might overdose? You might take something away that was given to you by God. And if that doesn't matter to you, what about more selfishly taking your life away from the people that love and count on you most? Your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, children, and even your grandchildren. With this, let me leave one last thought with you. Don't be like the person that I just read about on these index cards, that waited and waited and waited to get help until it was too late. It was too late for this person. They are in the coffin already, and there is no escaping once you're in the coffin. If you want to save yourself, if you want to take your life back, pick up the phone and call me at 844-405-HELP. There are thousands life coaches, addiction recovery coaches. Good friend of mine, Larry Geis from the Geis Academy at 516-458-2741, has over 30 years experience as a life coach, addiction recovery coach. You can find him at www.odysseyconsultant.org. Larry Geis and I always tell folks like you, it doesn't matter where you've been, it doesn't matter where you came from. What matters is that you're here today, seeking a better today, looking for a brighter tomorrow. Give Larry a call, 516-458-2741. Folks, I ask you, I remind you once again, when you go to bed at night and you take your slippers off before jumping into bed, don't just leave by the edge of your bed, stick them way under your bed. That way, in the morning, when God allows you to wake up to see a nice stream and waterfall like that, you'll drop to your knees to retrieve those slippers. And while you're on your knees, please utilize what I choose to call knee mail. Not email, but knee, K-N-E-E mail. That is your personal communication between you and God each and every day. Those are the moments where you want to ask God for guidance and direction, mercy and forgiveness. When you want to thank God for seeing stuff like that, for having a home, a family, and food. You want to ask God to protect you and your family throughout the week, throughout your life. And then, folks, put on those slippers, stand straight up, roll your shoulders back, stick your chest out, and walk with God 24/7. Yesterday we were talking about how to help people. Today we're going to talk about how to help others succeed. It's not true that nice guys finish last. That I will tell you. Nice guys are winners before the game even starts. Addison Walker wrote that. This past week I sent an email to a friend. I thanked him for helping me over the years and being a significant factor in becoming the success that I am. He wrote back, "If I have helped you succeed, I am happy." It was a short email response, but it communicated an important truth. Our greatest successes in life are often found in helping others succeed. Our most lasting and fulfilling achievements are often earned by helping others fulfill theirs. Karma is very important. This is foreign thinking to a culture that often sees the world as one giant competition. In their mind, there is a set number of winners and a set number of losers. And if somebody else wins, that one less opportunity for me to win. But I have come to realize the mindset of competition is based on a faulty premise. It assumes that there is a finite size pie, that one more success in another's life equals one less success in mine. But quite frankly, this thinking is totally incorrect. There's a wonderful freedom and grace in realizing the size of the pie is not finite or finite. That in reality the pie keeps growing. Another success does not mean I have less opportunity. In fact, another success means actually to improve my chances of success if I had the opportunity to enable, encourage, and promote them along the way. Consider how helping another achieve success, however they decide to define it, result in significant benefits in a number of directions. The receiver has reached far greater potential than they could have on their own. The world has been battered and has been given life-giving model to emulate. The giver is remembered fondly and is often publicly and privately thanked for their contribution. A stranger is likely to be the recipient of the original receiver's paying it forward, and the cycle begins all over again. Now, just to be clear, I am starting with an assumption that our greatest joys in life are rarely found in the relentless pursuit of selfish ambition. That selfish desires always leave us lacking and searching for far more. Some may think that the line of thinking is too unrealistic, far-fetched, or old-fashioned. They believe that in a dog-eat-dog world, if I'm not looking out for number one, who I believe should be me, that's what everybody says, nobody will look out. But that line of thinking is short-sighted. Inherently, we know we are being designed to live for something greater than ourselves. Our contribution to the world has to be measured by something more meaningful than the size of our house or our neighborhood where we are located. And our lives are going to find lasting significance in how we choose to live them and how we enable others to live their lives. This is how you help others to succeed. Simple example. I have somebody that recently I was introduced to, and they want to start a business, an online business. And being that I am pretty good with working online and promoting things, I decided to help this person start from the ground up by creating first and foremost a name for a website, which we did, and we locked in on a .com. From this point on, I designed a logo for a background for this website. I came up with some frequently asked questions, answers and questions. Questions and answers, I should say. This is how you help other people to succeed, because his success feeds in my desire to help the next person because I feel like I've accomplished something. Another example, every single video that I do is helping another person. At least I think so, and from the responses of the thousands of emails I get, I'm pretty sure that someone watching right now is getting help. And if it's not from this particular segment, it's the fact that I have been an alcoholic for so many years that a few years ago I finally said enough is enough, and I was able to take my life back. And that can be you, in short. But it all depends on you. Do you really want your life back? Do you want to start where you started once? Or do you want to continue where you are right now? And if you're at a point where you wake up for drinking, you wake up to do drugs, then it's time for a change. And the only change that's possible is through your inner self. Right here. You would have to want it. And then you have to include your higher power, because without your higher power, all else is unable to do. And the fact that I began this video and talked about an email, when you're on your knees talking to God, ask God to guide and direct you, give you the strength, because without a higher power, even AA promotes higher power. Without higher power, the power of prayer will not work, because then you would be praying to no one. But the fact that the power of prayer is a direct communication line between your mouth and God's ears is the strongest weapon you have in your arsenal to fight whatever addiction you have. It could be alcohol, drugs, gambling, sexual, etc. Whatever your situation is, if you're fighting depression, low self-esteem, with the help of God and human help such as life coaches and addiction recovery coaches, even you can take your life back. But it starts today. Reach out and ask God for guidance and direction. Reach out to me at 844-405-HELP, and I promise you I will help you take your life back. give me a call, 844-405-HELP.